Stick with the grind, right? Stick with the grind.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, what is something that you had to do as an actor that you never imagined doing in life? Like
Something that
something that was amazing, or something that was just like out of nowhere.
um I've done so many roles, man. I've been so blessed. I think the thing that I've done that I'm anxious to see is not out yet. I just wrapped a film about a month ago called Won't He Do It?
Mm.
And in this film my character is in the beginning, I guarantee y'all not gonna like him. I'm not even gonna say why. Y'all are not going to like this man. I know y'all usually see me over. They don't never like, you're really not gonna like this character. But in the end, I get redemption, and I'm going to be able to flip the audience from hating me in the beginning to understanding and probably loving me in the end. But the thing I think is so dope about this particular role, there's a scene where I break down and start crying in the church. And it wasn't even written for me to cry. I just felt like that was what was needed for that particular scene. And I was able to do it and that's the first time that I've ever been able to cry on cue in front of not just my counterparts, but extras that we had in the audience to fill the church. And I did it every single time. And the very first time I did it, when I cried, I could feel the emotion from the crowd, and even some of them were crying. And I had crew members, guys holding the cameras and the mics coming over to me like, Al, I know this fake, man, but you got me feeling some type of way in here. So I'm excited for that, man. It's called Won't He Do It? It probably won't drop till late spring or early summer of next year, but I think that's going to be a really dope film, and I'm looking forward to seeing it because it's me playing something that you haven't really seen yet from me.
Okay. Can't wait, man. I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Thank you.
Looking forward, man.
So I remember you did say something about plays. You ran plays. Like
hmm
what was that like? Like what's like one of your favorite things to do? Like what got you in that? Like
I'm gonna
I'm
tell you
curious.
the plays. First of all, let me say this:
Okay.
every actor has his preference, whether it's on stage or on camera. I'm gonna say now I prefer
Okay.
to be on camera, but the camera, excuse me, the stage keeps you sharp. Plays keep you sharp because see, when you're in front of that camera, I can know my lines, you can know your lines. If one of us fuck it up, all right, take two, and we're going right back at it. But when you're on that stage, you don't get a take. So not only do I gotta know my
Right.
line, but if Honey mess up her line,
Right.
I gotta be able to bring Honey back without the audience knowing because they don't know anyway. You
Right.
feel me? And
Hmm.
as a professional, I have to be able to be so we got to be so in tune with one another that I could look at you and tell, shit, she done forgot her line. So I got to be able to bring you back without the audience knowing that you didn't blank for a second, and it could just be me saying one or two words. So it could be something like your next line was supposed to be, yeah, we're gonna go to the store and get some ice cream, but I'm not sure what kind to get. That's your line, and you like, yeah, we supposed to and I can tell from your expression of how you're looking at me, oh shit, she done blank, she forgot.
Right.
So I'm looking at you. I might give you a couple seconds, and then I might say, "So you told me about you going to get some ice cream, right?" Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, we supposed to go to the store and get some ice. That's the line. So we improvised it and played it off, and it worked. Audience didn't know, but
Hmm.
we know. But
Right.
that's how come everybody when you're doing a play, everybody got to be on point because if you don't, it's gonna be bad. It's
Okay.
gonna be bad.
So
So.
So I do have a question for you because now that you said that, one of the things like I always thought about being an actress, right? But
Mhm,
one of the things that I have an issue with is remembering the lines and then people looking at me or whatever.
mhm.
So how do you get into the character and kind of like zone out a little bit and kind of like not pay attention to that you're being watched? Because I know you've been in this for a long time, but
hmm
that's still a thing, though. Especially if you're one of those people that's like introverted and extroverted at the same time. So there's still a
hmm
little bit of like, man, there's people watching me. How do you combat those type of feelings?
So for me, anytime you've ever seen me play a character in the film, I don't care what it is, whatever's going on in that scene, it's really real for me.
Okay.
So if you've seen me, I don't know, I'm just throwing. If you see me and he played me, the way I acted in that movie, that was a real thing for me. I spent months preparing for that. I knew that I had to be the worst person invented. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I knew what the character needed, and he was a real person. So that moment was real for me. So when I get on camera, we didn't rehearse. Everybody knows what we doing. Everybody knows this is all acting. So the things that I do and say to you, it's not real. You know it's not real.
Right.
So the thing is to make that character yours and bring it to life.
Okay.
And just make it your own. And the beauty about acting is you can pretend to be somebody else. I love pretending to be the
That's what I like
biggest
about it.
narcissistic asshole that existed. But if you know Alfonso for real, you know I'm cool as the other side of the pillow. You know I ain't cut like my character at all. But in this movie, I'm gonna make you feel some type of way, and I know that if I can make my counterparts that I'm sharing scenes with feel a way, then I know the audience gonna feel it. So I won there. You know, so you just have to really understand that this is acting, and if this is what you would do in this situation in real life, then this is what you should do on camera. And we're not worrying about who's watching, you know, or who's going to feel away because you want them to, because you don't want to do something that was supposed to be fantastic and the audience walk away feeling like, yeah, all right, whatever, okay. That's not the reaction you want. You want people to feel away whenever you're doing whatever it is you're doing. So if you're going to be a cheater, be the worst kind of ain't shit cheater you could be. If you're gonna be a proud, happy father and husband, then be that. You know, whatever it is, just let go of the inhibitions and the introvertness because you're becoming somebody else. And if people can't accept that, then they don't need to watch it.
No, that's what's up. I
Hmm.
appreciate that response because I think that applies to a lot of different things in life. So,
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
I like that. Um, Yeah, that's interesting because it can be difficult. Like being on camera or being in front of, especially like you said, if you're live, there's there's always a possibility like, okay, now you're messing up in front of a whole bunch of people and it's like people watching. But in a
Hmm.
movie, you take five. You know what I'm saying? Like cut
Exactly. Until
and
we get
start
it
over
right.
again.
And
Yeah,
then they can splice together the best scenes, and even if you
right.
don't get it right. So
But
yeah. But
on
on
stage, you can't
stage,
do
mm-mm,
that.
can't do that. It's one take Jakes out here.
That's what's up.
Hmm.
Anybody else? I want to open up the floor right quick. Anybody else have any questions that they would like to ask or any comments from what's been said so far?
Yeah, so I have some questions. Okay,
Hmm.
so Alfonso, how you doing so far?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good, good. So I'm gonna go to like what everybody wants to know. What
Hmm.
about the sex scenes? Like,
Yeah, I
ooh,
just seen that movie too.
Oh man,
um,
I get it every interview. I'm used to it. What about them?
um, how do you feel about them? And like, how do you get into character when you have to like play somebody that's, you know, and what about even like the female counterpart? Like, if if you're not attracted to them, if you're attracted to them,
So
tell us
here,
the juicy details.
so here's the thing. Um, um, so number one, whether I'm attracted to them or not doesn't exist for me because I'm such a professional, and I say that humbly. My attraction to you personally doesn't matter because it's not real. So whether I feel you are attractive or not, we have a scene to get. So that's number one. That's why I never feel any type of way. We gonna do what we got to do, and we gonna get the best scene, and we're gonna keep it moving. That's number one. Number two, when doing a sex scene, um, so I'll give you a story. So pretty sure y'all saw he played me, the first one, and you saw the infamous threesome scene with the red light in the background. Everybody was, you know,
Yeah.
going crazy off of that. And prior to me doing He Played Me, my first sex scene was in a film called Deceitful Passions. And surprisingly, it was with the same character. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Shelby, who played Yasmin, and He Played Me. Her and I starred together in the film called Deceitful Passions. And that was the first time that I met Shelby. We filmed the first day, and then the next day it was a sex scene. Just like wow. So, but he played me. We were running it back, but obviously there was a second girl involved, which now makes this a threesome. Um, I was very nervous shooting that scene because prior to that, all the scenes that I did in the past was what we call implied nudity, which means I got my shirt off and I'm under the covers. She might be topless, but under the covers, she got on her panties. Under the covers, I got on some shorts or some boxers. But to the audience, we getting it in and we naked. We going full throttle, but it's not really that. But and he played me was the very first time that I was totally nude. The only thing I had covering me was one of the stripper socks that the strippers wear when they dancing and doing all that. And I had to go and find that from one of my homeboys that used to dance. Like real story, real shit. I'm not making this up. So, and that was an uncomfortable conversation. But I'm standing there, and they called me about a couple of weeks before, director. He says, yeah, now talk to the ladies already, but I'm like, damn, I need to talk to Fonz too because he in this scene. Just let him know. I said, this is gonna be you guys gonna be nude. So when he said it, I'm like, yeah, it's implied nudity. He like, nah, you're gonna be full on nudity. I'm like, you serious? He like, yeah, dead ass. I'm like, wow, I need to process that, bro. Like this, I ain't never had to get all the way naked, but it was because of the scene and the way they were trying to get it. He was like, yeah, y'all, you guys got to be all the way. So, and that scene, what you see is what you saw, and it was like that. And we got the scene and we got the angles, but going in, man, I was nervous. I was nervous. Like I'm a man. I'm confident in myself, but standing there on a closed set. So all in all, outside of the actors, it probably was like maybe four other people that were present that needed to be there, and then that was it because it was a closed set. And it was like, wow, we got what we needed to get, and then that was that. But going in preparing for that, I was highly uncomfortable. But it worked because people still talk about that scene to this day. So can I do them? Yeah. Will I do them? Yeah. Am I turned on by it? No, because again, it's just work for me. Once they say cut, that's it. I don't feel no type of way. I ain't replaying nothing because we on to the next. And it's really not a sexy thing. You got cameras in your face. You got a boom mic in your face. It's not really what it looks like. Once you guys see it, it looks awesome. But the whole process, not so much.
So I have a follow-up question.
Hmm.
Um, is there an actor or an actress, sorry, that
Hmm.
you would want